Hello everyone. Well, I don't know whether to say to you Pura Vida or Wagwan. We're here in the very multicultural city of Puerto Limon on the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica, where Costa Rica meets Jamaica. So I've just arrived here on the bus and my first impressions are this is a port city, and like port cities all over the world, think Liverpool, think Naples, think Marseille. It's a little bit down at hill, a little bit rough around the edges, and they say it's also pretty dangerous around here. Because of this city's privileged position here on the Caribbean coast, close to the Panama Canal, close to South America, close to North America, close to the Caribbean islands, this is a hot spot for drug cartels bringing in and taking out their produce. So once upon a time, the letters on the top there would have read Lo mejor de Limón es su gente. The best of Limón is its people. Hopefully the character of the people isn't crumbling away like this building here. This is a place with a lot of history, guys. This island over here, Isla Ubita, is where Christopher Columbus landed on his fourth and last voyage to the Americas. He also spent some time here in the city. Another person who spent some time in the city was the pirate Henry Morgan, him off the Captain Morgan rum bottles. He landed here, went inland, got as far as Cartago, I believe, and then got sent back by the natives before he went off towards Jamaica to become a landowner and a plantation owner. It's a nice park area. These palm trees are huge and they can live for well over 100 years. So this is a city of about 100,000 population. It's Puerto Limon, or also known as just Limon. It's in the province of Limon, of which this is the flag, and behind it we have the Costa Rican flag there. So why are there so many Jamaicans and Afro-Costa Ricans in Limon? Well, this statue gives you a bit of an idea. Here are the workers on the railway lines here, and Limon, as we're going to see shortly at the train station, used to be the terminus for the Ferrocarril al Atlántico, the Atlantic Railroad, coming from San Jose, where you can get connected to Punta Arenas, where I walked on the last videos. And this brought cargo, mostly coffee and bananas, to the port here in Limon, which we'll also take a look at some point. So this is built, here you see the bananas. I'm not sure if these are coconuts, so I guess they are. And you see this homage to the workers on the railroad. They're brought over from mostly Jamaica, some other Caribbean islands as well, like Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago. They're brought over to build the railroad, and the reason they're still in this province, still in this area, is because the Costa Rican government didn't let them move. Once they were in this province, they had to stay in Limon. I believe they have relaxed the laws on that now, and the Afro-Costa Ricans are allowed to travel within the country wherever they want to. And here we have a statue of some indigenous folk. Quite a fearsome looking monkey there. And check out this bandstand. This is taking me back to the UK. This looks very British indeed. Very Victorian, British style. It's interesting because this would be British Caribbean style, but it definitely wouldn't have been built by the British, not here. The letters of Limon, just in case you forgot where you were. I don't think there's a city in the world now that doesn't have these letters. And so this statue depicts an indigenous person, local, who expelled the Spanish back in 1709. Of course they came back with reinforcements and did what the Spanish conquistadors did. Destroyed everyone and everything in their path.
Dios te bendiga, varón. Es un gusto verte. Amén. Qué linda. Dios te bendiga. Sí, qué bonito pelo. Amén.
Alright guys, it's still early, but I skipped breakfast and I'm hungry. And I can't stop thinking about Caribbean food. Let's go get some. Está buena la comida aquí? You see? Alright, we got chicken, rice and beans. Chicken, rice and beans, got some veg, got some salad, got a deep fried banana. I'm going to chuck a bit of the old Caribbean sauce on there. A bit of Tabasco. Some pickled chilies. Delicious. And this is a stadium of Limón FC, who don't actually exist anymore. They only existed from 2009 till 2021. Lots of sort of financial irregularities and stuff going on, so the club got shut down. All right guys, we're inside the stadium. The chap let us come in and have a look around, and we've got some murals to look at on the outside. Limón, the land of progress and peace. Let's make history together. As you can see looking around, it was never the biggest stadium, under 2,500 capacity, but I think the best seats in the house would have been from the houses behind. The impossible only exists in your mind. A Rastafarian proverb. There is also a baseball stadium called the Big Boy Stadium, which isn't as interesting as a football stadium. Just like everywhere else in the world, you have a Chinese community here in Limón as well. And this is the main church here in the middle of the town. And I don't know what kind of style you would call this church. I think most people seem to like it, but I've definitely read some bad reviews where people think it's pretty ugly, pretty grey, pretty miserable, but yeah, it's certainly unique. Well, I don't know who the architect was. I don't know who the architect was of this church, but they've done a good job. I like it. Got a stained glass here. Very cool. Limón Beach over here. It's not the biggest and it's not the best in the region. We'll be seeing some beautiful beaches later on, don't you worry about that. So just in here, unfortunately all fenced off now, is the old train station. The terminal train station here at Limón, where tons upon tons of coffee would arrive, ready to be put on a boat to go to London, Liverpool, Glasgow. Unfortunately, it's all closed off now. Not much of it left at all. You can see a couple of old trains in the yard there, but everything's just rusted and rotten. As you can see from the murals, the people of Costa Rica love the railway. Nowadays, 83% of Costa Rica's exports come through Limón, all by road. Clogged up roads where the train could take so much traffic from. It's about time they reopen the railway, I think. We're now just entering the barrio, the neighbourhood of Jamaica town. Now I'm curious to see, as someone who's been to Jamaica many times, I'm curious to see just how Jamaican it is. I mean, everyone I can see at the moment looks Latino to me. There you see it again, guys. Lo mejor de Limón es su gente. Jamaica town. All right, we found a sign welcoming us even to Jamaica town, and it looks like the train yard might be open. Let's go check it out. Just walk in. There's no signs up or anything saying we can't come in here. No security. I think we're good. No se puede. Okay. Ah, I spoke too soon. Damn it. Just casually rolling a spliff in front of the church. Definitely feels like Jamaica now. Wow, this is another view of the train yard, and it's literally a shell. Even the trains have just been taken apart, rusting away. Just down here, so let's hop down. Got a bit of gang graffiti going on. Watch your step. Big Mama's daycare. Even the Costa Ricans, the ones that don't speak English, know what Big Mama means. A little example of the language used here. Pura life, pure life. Coconatawan fidi. Jamaican patois style. Another example of the trains, the heritage and nostalgia. And some more examples of how we speak here. Wapin, wapin. What's happening? What's? Just what's? And this is a Chinese man, Afro-Costa Rican, Latino. And somebody's clearly still living in this building. There's washing on the line. Put razor wire here and here to stop people climbing up. Crazy. Another major event to have occurred in Puerto Limon's history was the Limón earthquake in 1991, which actually leveled all of the buildings here along the seafront and raised the seafront by almost 2 meters. All the pavements were cracked, and it claimed 48 lives here in Costa Rica and 79 in Panama. Speaking of earthquakes, I experienced my first earthquake a few weeks ago. I was just lying on the bed. It was in Nicaragua. I was getting ready for following day. I was traveling to Costa Rica, a long day of travel, so I was just relaxing on my bed, and then I felt some shaking, and it was over just as quickly as it began. But yeah, it was really weird. The bed started shaking, the door that sort of started rattling, and all of this was hotels and other buildings until the earthquake of 1991. The bust of Christopher Columbus. I've said this before in videos, I'll say it again. It surprises me how popular he is over on this side of the Atlantic. After all, without Christopher Columbus, maybe these countries wouldn't have been colonized by the Spanish. They probably would have been colonized by somebody else later on, so who knows. I want to get into the port and have a little snoop about, but this one's closed. I'm going to see if maybe I can follow some tourists in, some cruise passengers. Well, that's the cruise terminal over there, guys, and I've just been told in no uncertain terms that if my name's not down, I'm not coming in. As a coffee country, as you can imagine, I'm trying to get the light in here, there we go. As a coffee country, as you can imagine, the coffee is very good in Costa Rica. So they got it all figured out for lazy cruise ship passengers. We've got the coffee shop there, chocolate shop here. Some more nice artwork for the Chocolate Adventure Company. Clothes for the ladies, and a restaurant and bar. So you've got it all right here opposite the cruise terminal. No need to go into town. Alright guys, that's about it from Puerto Limon, and that's about the end of the video as well then. So I would say Puerto Limon is worth visiting for a day or so. I would have liked to have stayed the night. It looks like it's got some tasty old nightlife, looks like some debauchery goes down here. Unfortunately, for some reason, the hotels are beyond ridiculously priced. Definitely worth a visit though, especially if you're going to visit Isla Urita over there, and you can also get boats over to Tortuguero National Park, which is further up the coast. Unfortunately, out of my budget. My budget is more like Cahuita, which is where I'm heading to next, further along south along the coast. So I hope you've enjoyed this one guys. Stay safe and I'll see you on the next one.